What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 306 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod, coming to you live from Bunkers, recording live from Bunkers Simulator Bar, Golf Simulator and Bar in Auburn. It's Kyle and Ben, and we're ready to have some fun. We've already been having some fun. I broke a little bit of a sweat. Ben had to come out of his shoes. He was in boots, had to come out of his shoes so he could, actually find the club face, on the ball. So, tonight's episode is brought to you by, Bet Online, the number one sports betting website.
You sure?
In the country. Bet Online. Yes. Number one sports betting website in the country. Use coupon code BLEAV, and you'll get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's BLEAV. So you give them $100, they're going to give you 50 back free to play with. Super Bowl Sunday is right around the corner. About 2 weeks away. We got the divisional round. The divisional championships, the conference championships coming up next weekend, I believe. Yes. There's no chance Taylor Swift. There's no chance that they keep Taylor Swift out of the Super Bowl. No chance.
I don't
whatsoever.
know, man. You've heard the conspiracy theory on the Super Bowl colors, right?
On the Super Bowl colors. Oh yeah. The logo.
Yeah.
It has the colors of the teams in it.
Yes. And it's purple up top, red down low. So that says Baltimore, San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
We'll see. It seemed pretty sketchy. The Buffalo, some of the calls seemed pretty sketchy, and some of the plays ended up playing.
Don't even start. Don't you
pretty
be
sketchy.
One of those. Oh, come on.
I'm starting to get a tinfoil hat. I think it's going to be the Swifties. I'm just saying. I don't know if the color thing is going to work, but the Taylor Swift thing may work. We'll have to see. But sign up today and make some money, have some fun. So we're recording live like we do every show from Bunkers, and got a few Bunkers announcements. Okay, this first one's going to blow your mind, and if you're listening, you need to jump on this or you're going to get left out. So the Winter Golf League is being moved back a week because of the massive demand for teams and for sponsors that have called in. They want to be a part of it, so they're trying to figure out a format where they can get more teams in. Don't get left out. I'm telling you, this thing is going to be a lot of fun. This Friday was supposed to be the kickoff party where we get, the gift bags and all that good stuff. By the way, I am just in comfort mode right now.
I don't look nor feel comfortable.
You look like you're
squat
standing.
And
terrible for a podcast, great
Kyle
for a video.
Like laid back. I got to figure out a way to get this.
I mean, these couches are unbelievable. But anyway, sorry. So the Winter League is moved back. Instead of this Friday, the kickoff party is actually going to be on Super Bowl Sunday now. Super Bowl Sunday. They're going to have the kickoff party. All the simulators in here are going to be lit up with the Super Bowl, which the atmosphere could be just absolutely incredible. We're going to have to definitely come for that. So you're going to have your kickoff party on Super Bowl Sunday, and then I feel much better. The league part will start off. February 18th. Okay, so you got the kickoff event on Super Bowl Sunday, which is the 11th. It starts at 3 p.m. and then on the next week, February 18th, is when the actual play begins. They're going to increase the days that you can play. So it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now they're going to go all the way to Thursday, which I assume is to accommodate more teams. Tons of prizes. We've got a team in here. We're going to be here every Monday night. We're going to play our 9 holes and we're going to record. We're going to have a blast. So if you want to come hang out, you want to be on that, sign up. You got. And
we got some cool toys coming that'll make that possible too.
Exactly. We got some cool toys coming that's going to make that possible. Absolutely. So again, that is the Winter Golf League. It's got pushed back a little bit.
What are those called? Prime rib sliders.
Oh yeah, we just got that's one of the things. Woo! Prime rib sliders. It's brand new appetizer. Prime rib sliders. This got creamy horseradish sauce and caramelized onions on your little slider rolls. We're going to dive into those here shortly.
Over that third one.
Yeah, that third one, we may have to have an arm wrestling contest. There's 3 on this platter, and we may arm wrestle over the third one.
She clearly does not have kids.
No, yeah, exactly. Cut it in half. No, but no. So Super Bowl Sunday is the kickoff party. The Super Bowl actually, obviously begins at 5. All the simulators are going to be streaming the game live. It's going to be just unreal. Can you imagine like all your buds around this thing watching the Super Bowl? Like this unbelievable atmosphere.
Can you imagine the side action that's going to be taking place?
Oh my gosh. Halftime in between if you don't like to watch the commercials, you just flip it to the simulator and have a little close to the pin action. Oh, unbelievable. So you can sign up for the leagues, email a team request to play@bunkersauburn.com. So email play@bunkersauburn.com. Tell them you want to sign up. You got your four teammates. It's a 9-hole 4-man scramble. So you're going to be in and out of here in probably a little over an hour. And it's just an awesome atmosphere in general. All right, 12-inch pepperoni only, $12. 12-inch pepperoni pizza on 12-inch pizzas, pepperoni only, $12.
You had me at 12-inch pepperoni only.
12 inches of pizza that has pepperoni on top is only $12. It's $1 per inch. Every day, all day. You can get it to go, or you can order online. Just Google Bunkers in Auburn. And then obviously brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 3. Kids play free on Sunday. We're probably going to come, if not every week, every other week. It's fantastic, and the kids love it. So Bunkers in Auburn, guys, this place sells itself. Just come in. The bar is going to take your breath away, the restaurant part, and then you got simulators everywhere with just an awesome atmosphere. Everywhere you look, there's a TV. It's like being in a high-end country club. I feel like a high-end 19th hole.
Y'all didn't believe that that we were just probably selling it. But when we had the pizza on the show and it was the hot honey chicken, is that what it was?
Yes.
And Kyle came back when he did brunch, and that's what he had. So even though we acted like it was just the greatest thing in the world, apparently it was pretty good, because that's what he got the very next time that he came up here. And so I'm telling you, they got great food up here. It's absolutely delicious. We met the chef in the back, and you gotta love a guy that's got, like, he's doing his layouts and stuff. I walked up to him at the bar, and he had his laptop out, and so that was like a high tech chef. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, man.
I'm used to Nanny writing it down on the index cards and sticking it away. That's that's how you're going to do your menus and stuff. But no, not this guy. It's all high tech and high savvy. So
I just had a little nibble of that prime rib slider, and it is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, so let's get into the golf. So this past weekend, you had the American Express on apparently the easiest course known to man. It's just absolutely, it's like it's a joke. Like JT goes, I think 30 under is going to win it, and 29 won it. He almost nailed it.
Yeah, I will say, they said at the beginning, like the record I think was 26, and so they were like, yeah, that's going to get blown out of the water. And so like they knew that just from the way it was set up. And it wasn't necessarily, kind of a lot of times when they do this because it's short or because the greens are huge, so or it's like super soft so they can just throw darts at it. It didn't look super easy on television. Like I watched it, and apparently if you're Burns at the end, it didn't get real easy on 16, 17, and 18.
17's tough, man. It's just as hard as it's a tougher shot than Sawgrass. I feel like.
But they were saying that it wasn't because the green's so much bigger and flatter.
It seems smaller.
It looked it to me, but I think it's just because I don't know why, but every one of the guys said that that's the whole reason that they were hitting it. They were playing it for 185 because they said the green is so much bigger.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I had to actually text, because I was talking to some group of friends, and we're like, if they dropped you 50 yards in front of the green, every green, could you shoot 10 under? Like you play the par fours Do I get to do like we did at the Masters? Did I get to use all the mulligans? No, I mean, if they just dropped you, let's just say 100 yards. If they dropped you every hole at 100 yards, could you shoot 10 under? Yeah. You think so? Well, I don't know about 100 yards. 50 yards, I could. Well, okay. Well, the par fives, you'd be able to score pretty good on the par fives. Yeah. I feel like so. But I mean, I'm just saying, like this dude, Nick Dunlap, the amateur that won it, which was like the first time, I guess, since Phil, right?
since 1991. Phil.
Yeah, Phil won as an amateur, won by one shot, and he I totally forgot what I was saying. What were we? I totally lost my train.
We
I
were
think I
talking
had
about dropping the ball 100 yards
Oh
out,
yeah,
50
he shoots
yards out.
62. He
Yeah.
shoots 60 on on Friday. Like he shoots 12 under out there. Like I don't know if you drop me at 100 yards, I could shoot 12 under on this course. But I text Blaine, and I was like, Blaine Barber, our buddy, and I was like, Blaine, what is it about a golf course that makes it easy for tour pros?
No
Like,
wind.
So, and he goes, well, yeah, I wanted to know the main factor. And he's like, well, it's about 4 factors, and this course has all of them. So like number one, the rough is dormant, so it's not rough. There is no rough.
Oh, that made total sense because because Sam Burns didn't hit a fairway all friggin' day, and he still made birdies. He still shot 70.
So yeah, so they're launching it with very little fear of repercussion.
Yeah,
there's not a ton of water. There's no wind whatsoever that whole weekend, and then the greens are, to me, they look pretty tame. Like they're not very undulated. They seem pretty flat.
And there were no 3 or 4 foot breakers. Everything was right edge, left edge, maybe a ball out, maybe 2 balls out. That's about as far a putt. And I watched a lot of golf.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I saw anybody aiming more than at least a cup out of the hole.
Yeah. And then it's only it's under 7,200 yards. So like that's short in general, but like you add distance, you add wind, the fact that there's almost no penalty whatsoever anywhere on the course off the tee. Like these dudes just launch it and then flip wedges. That's why you saw John Rahm get so mad a couple of years ago that, it's just a freaking putting contest. That's why an amateur can win this competition. That's why an amateur can win this tournament, because everybody at that level can hit it 300 plus, and they're a good wedge player. So then it's just like who can make the most putts, And it was it's fun to watch birdies, but at the same time, it's like, okay, 30 under, 29 under. Let's find somewhere else to play. There's a ton of golf courses out there. Like, why are we playing the same one that everybody just absolutely doo-doos on?
It's La Quinta, man. They're probably paying the rights fee. That's why they're probably getting them back there. That's the only reason. It's money. I mean, that this poor kid won't see a dime of. I turned pro right away.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, all right. So Nick, we talked about it. Nick Dunlap is an amateur. He's actually a sophomore, I believe, or he's an upcoming junior. I'm not sure.
No, he's sophomore. He's in his sophomore season. He is 20 years old.
Sophomore
not
season.
Old enough to celebrate with a drink.
Yeah, at the University of Alabama.
Hey, couldn't be me.
He just won the USAM, I believe, which is why he gets all these PGA Tour exemptions. He'll be able to play in the Masters, the US Open. He'll play in a bunch of tournaments. But I think they get an exemption to play in this one and the Farmers back to back. He had an exemption to play the Farmers. I don't know if he got that from winning the USAM, but regardless,
he got that for winning this tournament.
That's right. So you're right. He won. So which anytime you win, you automatically get an exemption into the next tournament, no matter if you have your card or not. But regardless, he gets to play in this because he won the USAM. He goes out and he wins, and he remains an amateur, I guess, so he can go back to school or he can, play in the US Amateur again. We haven't quite figured out, if you go pro, do you lose your AM exemptions to like the Masters and stuff like that?
They explain this.
Okay.
So he goes pro. He stays an amateur. He plays in all 4 majors.
Yeah.
He goes pro. He's qualified for the Masters and US Open. He has to qualify. He then has to qualify himself to be in the Open Championship, which would have been, top 10 finish in the Masters he'd have had to have or something.
Yeah.
And he has to qualify to play the PGA Championship.
Okay.
So,
but you just won.
Stay in an AM, he gets to play in all 4 majors guaranteed. If he turns pro, he's only guaranteed the first 2 majors, and then after that, he's got to qualify to play in the others. So he's got to finish.
If you're an amateur, here's the question: if you're an amateur to start an event, when you win it, can you be like, I'm
No.
not an amateur anymore.
That question got asked and answered after the show. They brought this guy on there on the Golf Channel that basically is like the guru of all. He was explaining, listen, there's all kinds of situations, and Blaine and them were listening to this, and they're sitting there going, "No, you got to do this." I'm repeating what I saw in basically a drunken stupor on Sunday night whenever I was watching it, and I do remember that if he turned pro, he did not qualify for 2 of the majors. I do remember that. But then somebody brought up the fact, well, once he realized he won, can he turn pro right then and get his money? No, that's not how that works. Because when he won it, when that final putt dropped, he was still an amateur. Which makes sense when they said that. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, when he clearly
No takebacks.
When he signed his card, he signed his card as an amateur. I would
The big,
You know me, I love the different scenarios. You know how I'll try to come up with a weird scenario.
yeah.
So they were asking this guy this on the show. I was like, okay, well, when he was in the league going to the final round on Sunday, what if he declared pro going in the final round?
I guess it's how you start.
So I guess it's how you start the tournament.
That makes
They
sense.
didn't say that, but I guess that's how it is.
The big winner is Bazudenpoot.
Oh, they said
He gets the first place money.
Gets first place money.
I assume he's going to get first place points.
He does all the points because he gets as an amateur, he gets nothing, no points.
He won that. Basically, Bazudenpoot won that tournament.
Yeah, he did. That's why you didn't see him doing a lot of warming up. I don't think he really cared.
No, it's house money.
Because that guy was an amateur even when he was coming down the stretch. If he would have birdied 18, Bazudenpoot would have been like, whatever. I mean, I get the same money regardless.
But if he would have missed that putt, they would have had to go to a playoff. Like
Bazudenpoot, even if Bazudenpoot loses in the playoff, he still gets first place money.
Exactly. Like you're gravy.
It's totally house money, like you just said. Like he's got it.
Can you forfeit? Could I just have forfeited just forfeit the playoff? Just get up there and hit it in the water and say, I'm out. Let's go home. Let's go home and send my check.
Congratulations on being an AM that won. I still get your money. You know what? Let's go to the house.
I'll take that direct deposit on Wednesday.
I will say that you get a beer, but you don't because you're 20. So that sucks for you. I don't understand. Okay, so there's a couple of things. Number one, I've told you that he and Smiley Kaufman, our favorite country club guy.
Yeah.
His favorite country club qualifier.
Great on course.
He is
announced.
And he's got his pod that he does, and he's interviewed him a couple of times because Smalley's got that Alabama tie, and so he's interviewed him, and they showed that interview. And I guess Dunlap goes and plays Greystone, which is right across the street from Shoal where we played, and apparently they've got like a Ryder Cup style event that they do. So they said that has really helped him in preparing for events because he's playing against real pros like Straka and Smiley's on there, and they have friends that come in like JT's played in it, and they have captains and they pick teams and then they play. So I don't know that the pressure got to him at all. I mean, he did squirt that drive right a little bit on 18, and he did the right thing on as far as going for the green. They asked him afterwards. They said, "Did you get a little nervous?" He goes, "No, I just wasn't going near the water." So he was blowing it right, regardless of what took. Second shot in 18, he's blowing it right and taking his chances on getting up and down.
He liked his odds in a playoff too. He's like, I got all the. He said, that Bazudenpoot has nothing to lose, and I'm the one that has everything. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. He had 2 very pressure packed putts on 16 and 18. 16 was about 8 to 10 feet, and then 18 was 5-6 feet. But like he even said, he's like, they were easy. He's like, it was like left center. They were both like left center, and they didn't move.
I told you that I texted you and I said nobody made a big deal out of it. The biggest putt he made to me was the birdie on the par 5 on the 16th. And that was because that was a little bit long out, probably 12 feet. Then he got to 17. That's probably the most clutch shot. Just getting it over the water, getting it on the green, take your 2-putt and take your ass to the 18th hole. And that's exactly what he did. And he almost holed that 17th putt. I mean, he only missed it right edge. And then he gets to 18, and that water's all down the left. And he rode that right side like he was not going left. He rode that right side the entire time.
And he got a really lucky break. It kind of rolled off that big hill down into that little collection area. Then it was an easy chip from there.
One of the funniest exchanges that I saw, which Justin Thomas, I don't know if that was his way of helping him loosen up and feel better or what, but you got an amateur that's about to win for the first time since 1991, and they're walking down the fairway, and they finally put the translation of what took place there. There were two funny things that happened on 18. Number one is that where Justin Thomas looked at him, he said, "Did you just get your first fan? You hit your first fan?" And he just kind of looked at him. He said, "Did I?" He said, and here was the best response I could. This was a 20-year-old response. He said, "Oh, did I smoke somebody?" And he said, "Oh yeah." He said, "The odds are you hit somebody." And then the funny part was when he started walking off. When Dunlap started walking off, he said, "Well," he said, "I guess I should be happy." He said, he said, "When I played in the U.S. Open, I think I hit somebody on every hole." So apparently he was all over the place when he qualified for the Open this past year. So that, and then his final putt on 18. Did you see the exchange that they did after the press conference was over and his dad stood up and asked him a question?
I didn't see that.
His dad asked him, he said, "Did your caddy," and they said his name, I think his name's Nelson or something like that.
No, his caddy was Hunter Hamrick, wasn't it?
Was it Hamrick?
I
Maybe
believe
that was it.
I believe it was.
It was Hunter. Yes.
Hunter
it was.
Hamrick, yeah.
And so Hunter says, "This putt's so easy your mom could make it." Like that's what he told him on 18.
Yeah. And then they're
And
like, "Do you think your mom actually could make it?" And he said,
"No." He said, I don't have a lot of confidence in that. But yeah, just to kind of loosen him up. And he said that Hunter did that all day long, just kind of kept him focused, kept him saying, "Hey, quit worrying about this. Just play golf. Just have fun." I mean, as you just said, it's an easy course. And he said that Hunter told him that numerous times throughout the round. You know, this is easy. Just play golf. You'll be fine. Plus, he had everybody right there with him. I mean, we keep talking about him, Kyle, the meltdown for Sam Burns. Number one, number 16, par 5. He actually is in a good spot with his third and just chips it up there 25 feet from the hole. Like he's got an easy chip and doesn't put it close.
Nowhere close.
No. In 17, he hits a natural fade. Why are you even going after the pin there?
He missed, he fanned out.
Do you think he fanned it?
Oh, he that was a terrible miss hit. Terrible. It's almost a shank. It it didn't even hit the rocks.
And then he just double crossed himself on 18 because he hits a natural
It didn't matter
cut.
at that point.
So he aimed right down the left side, down that water.
And it goes left.
And hit a pull hook.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. He pooped his pants there down the stretch. But again, it's so tough. These kind of courses are tough, man. And it kind of lends credence to what, Brooks and Jack say about majors. Like you can play these tournaments and they're harder to win because all these dudes are extremely skilled.
Yes.
And they're not intimidated by La Quinta Resort where there's no rough and they can just go up there and hit the ball 340 yards with no penalty whatsoever and then just throw a wedge up there and putt. And you're just not going to make bogeys.
Yeah.
Unless you hit it in the water like Sam Burns. But
Burns does. Only 2 places of water on the entire course, and he found both of them.
So I used to say that, that was like a really dumb, arrogant thing that they say, but it actually kind of makes sense when you see stuff like this. So I got a question I want to ask, but before I want to do that, I want to give a shout out to Bad Birdie Golf Apparel. Use coupon code DADS15, take 15% off every single order that you ever want to make. All the employees here at Bunkers wear Bad Birdie's apparel. You cannot be in a bad mood. You cannot feel bad when you wear apparel from Bad Birdie. The shirts are awesome. The polos, the pullovers are awesome. The hats are great. Everything about them is good. I love wearing their stuff, and I can't wait for it to warm up so I can wear some of my brighter apparel. It's so miserable where we live right now.
Looking for you to pour my Tramo on Friday.
Yeah, you got right now. I'm not going to explain what that means, but he right now it's a lot of earth tones and toboggans where we play. So ready for it to warm up a little bit. But yeah, Bad Birdie Golf Apparel. Use coupon code DADS plural DADS 15 and take 15% off every single order for the rest of your life. So I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, what's the max distance What's the furthest distance that you could be dropped on that course away from the hole and you think you could win at 30 under?
On the green.
I think you feel confident on the, you feel totally confident on the green.
Totally confident that I can just walk around with my putter and just putt.
Okay.
Because 30 under, like when you said 10 a while ago, I mean, I'm a 10 plus handicap. I mean, even when I'm playing good in the summer with you, I'm maybe an 8. I get it down to an 8. And
I think I'd go 100 yards. Maybe
and go 30 under
in 4 rounds. Think about the par
Yeah.
4. Think about the par 4s. You're if you hit it, you're putting for eagle.
Yeah. So I'd take, my bread and butter shot, that 60 to 70 yard shot. So I'd say
You'd light them up.
Yeah, I'd say 70 yards. Your ass is in danger.
Coming after you, Nick. Drop me at 100 and we'll go after. I would like to do that. I would like to play a tour pro from like 150. Play a course from like every single hole from like
the tour pro play the regular tees.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I don't know. You know, Bryson talked about playing from the friggin' front tees and shooting 59s and 58s.
I know. That's why I'm gonna make them play from the back, and I'll play from like 150. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty fair because
I think you need to take a longer course. That's 7,200 yards. We could see that was.
You think they'll eat it up?
That was very controllable. I mean, for them to. I mean, they wasn't just one that was close to 30 under, Kyle. It was the whole leaderboard. Even the guy at the 10th slot was at like 25 under.
Yeah, they were. That's going. I mean, that is 6. That's over 6 or 7 under. That's 7 under for 4 rounds.
I mean, it's like JT said at one point in time. He said if you shoot anywhere 69 or above, you're losing ground.
It's true. It's true. And luckily Nick shot 60
yes
on Friday, because I think he only shot like 3 or maybe 2 or 3 under on not Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it was Friday. He only shot like 2 or 3 under on Sunday to win. So like he had gone really, he shot 29 under, and I think only like 2 or 3 of it was on Sunday.
So this is a question I wanted to ask the guy that was post tournament doing all the questions they were asking him. They made a reference during the tournament that JT and one other guy in the field has the course record at 61 because with him playing as an amateur, his 60 did not count as a professional course record.
That's lame.
That is so lame.
That's why I hate golf.
You know what? You better put my damn 60 up on the wall. Like you better
Liv
take
would
a
count
picture. You better.
Liv would count it. Totally.
Is that what he's doing? Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe that's why he's going back to school. Maybe Liv promised him a contract.
That was my second question. So he finished on Sunday. How soon does Liv reach out to him, and what amount did they reach out to him?
They reached out to him while he was sitting at the podium, sending him either a phone call or a text message.
So you think there's no doubt they reached out to him like immediately?
Yes, they're constantly recruiting. I mean, you hear about guys all the time getting called. Guys that aren't amateur, the first amateur. Plus, get this. You got Phil's the last guy to do it, and he's on Liv. Yes, Phil said, you need to get this guy. You got 2 amateurs champions playing on your tour if you do this.
What's the amount?
Now, that's the question. I don't know. I mean, it ain't John Rahm money.
No, surely not.
Nowhere near.
10 million?
I think more than that. I think 50 million.
50 million?
I mean, it's a 3-year contract.
What's the amount that you
maybe 60 million, 20 million a year for 3 years?
What if you're Nick? What's the amount that, like, you got to think about your career trajectory, 4 majors, all this good stuff. What's the lowest amount you would take to go Live?
Let me go ahead and preempt this right now. If I'm a professional golfer and Liv calls me right now, I'm taking the money almost regardless of what it is, because eventually these 2 tours are going to come together, even though they say they're not. They've got to, because the PGA Tour is losing ground. So you're eventually going to, in the next 3 years, you're going to be playing back on the PGA Tour again. So take the damn money now, like Rahm did. take the 500 million or take the 5 million or take the 10 million that they're take it and go.
So if you're an up and coming guy, you got a lot of promise on the PGA Tour, and Live calls you and offers you $5 million, you're going to take it.
I probably would, yeah. They've done this. They've done the statistics. I mean, they've talked about how there's so many guys that have not made $2.5 million on their entire career. And you said it best. I mean, before we even got on the pod, you said, what if he goes out to practice at Alabama and pulls something or hurts his hand or turns a foot, and 5 million in the bank sounds good to me, man. And the thing is I think he could go. I think he could get $5 million a year, I think, for the next 3 years, easy. And for 15
that's
million,
15.
And 15 million, you damn sure bet.
Oh, I take
going.
that. I take 15 million.
Yes.
I'm thinking 15 or 20 is probably what I would take. Because
I
I
would
mean,
say-
that's
I would
probably a
say-
career. That's probably a good career for Nick Dunn. If he's playing at this level when he
Mhm.
goes pro, 20 million, that's a good career. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's a great career.
So if you go ahead and get that up front, and then somehow they get it figured out where they combine. I don't know that I'd go much lower than that, just because I don't know. It's something about the whole thing still sketches me out a little bit. Like if I roll my ankle or hurt myself on the PGA Tour, it's no big deal. But if I hurt myself and they've given me $20 million, what might
You know what?
might
You know
happen?
what's better about him though? If you think about this, if you just want to get into the scenarios where Ben chooses to play the Century Tournament of Champions, even though he hasn't been a tournament winner,
Yeah.
he doesn't have his tour card yet, so they can't take it from him. They can't disqualify him. He could go play, make his 5 million in 1 year and say, you know what, this ain't for me. I think I'm gonna go try to qualify back on tour or something.
I got a feeling.
You think somebody would they would put a ring, the board would get together and be like, no, we're not doing that loophole. We're nipping that.
Yeah, I got a feeling that's not going to happen.
But that's according to the current rules, he would be able to do that.
He couldn't be suspended because he's not a PGA Tour professional. So
Yeah, he can't be suspended.
yeah, he can't be suspended. So that's not going to happen. That's not a thing. So
I will say this, and I don't know the details of it, but him moving forward, I want to go back to what you said about him choosing not to turn pro right now and skipping the Farmers this coming week.
that's dumb. by the way.
He's got a limited time to choose what he wants to do. And that guy said it. He's got one of the dates is by the end of next month. And then the other date, I think, for him to decide about 2025, because that's the thing with that win, he gets a 2-year exemption. I think he's got to decide in the next 3 months. So we're going to hear something before he's done with his sophomore year. He's going to have to make a decision on what he's doing for next year.
Be like the dad, water boy's dad off the water boy. Quit school, dopey. Get school, dopey. No, man, you got to. There's no way. There's no
What do
way
you
I
think
go
he's
back
making
to
the
Tuscaloosa.
NIL money?
Not that much.
No, it's not that much, but I'm just curious because
Like obviously now he could probably get some pretty good. He could probably get a pretty good deal, but no,
he already did a video and gave a shout out to TaylorMade. So apparently he's on their payroll.
There you go. There you go. Just parlay it and roll it. The only problem is, like, what if you go suck at you go miss the cut? I don't know. You still get 4 major, or you get at least 2 majors. So who knows? I don't know what the right decision is. I'm never going to be at that level of golf. So that's kind of cool that this kid gets to weigh all those options. But what a freaking what an unbelievable thing to win a PGA event as an amateur.
And look, I get he wants to
Your
go back.
sophomore year.
Alabama's got an opportunity to do really well this year in the NCAAs, especially now that they got him the USAM winner. Now he's got a PGA Tour. I mean, there'll be guys like everybody having me focused on Gordon Sargent this past year whenever he played at Vanderbilt. They'll be focused on him this year whenever Alabama plays in any tournament. I get that, but his time is still limited on what he needs to. He's going to have to make a decision before their academic year and before their tournament season's over with. So maybe that's why he's doing it. Maybe he's trying to get a national championship. He's got the USAM title. He's won a tournament as an amateur. Maybe that's one of his personal goals, to win a national championship in golf. I don't know. But he's still going to have to make that
Take the
call.
money and run. That's what I say.
Yeah. Listen, he probably doesn't have an agent. I would say that he probably has an advisor, maybe not necessarily an agent. Justin Thomas has probably got his agent on loan to him. That's probably what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And so surely the offers have come in. Surely people have been reaching out to him and basically said, this is what we can offer you. So maybe he had a number in mind and they just didn't match that number. Maybe TaylorMade already hit him with that number. Maybe TaylorMade said, regardless of what you do, we'll put you on contract the next 15 years.
Maybe so. Don't go to live. Don't go to live, and we got you here.
Don't go to live. We'll drop you like we did Dustin Johnson.
Yep. All right, Ben. Let's talk about our speed challenge.
Okay.
All right. So if you listen to last week's episode, we talked about a little bit of New Year's resolutions, and we wanted to something we could measure. We can say all this garbage like, hey, I want to be a better person, and or I want to not three putt. Like, how can you we said this is something easy. Let's get our clubs heads. Let's work. Let's get our club head speed up. Let's hit the ball further. Ben, I think we got the numbers wrong on the Instagram video we shot, but I think you were right around 100 miles an hour.
I tapped out at 101
and
last week.
And we said your goal was to get to 110.
My ultimate goal
by the end of the year.
110 by the end of the year.
And mine was 110 or 111. And I think I want to get to I wanted to get to 116 to 118, something like that. So we ordered the Super Speed Golf Training System, which is the 3 sticks, it's like a golf club with no club on the end. It's got a little weight on the end. And then it's like a whole system that's got these protocols and things like that you do. And you're supposed to do each one for 5 weeks. And it's a different little program. And it's not that it necessarily makes you stronger, but it's supposed to just kind of help you feel how to teach you how to swing faster, basically. So
yes,
I ordered them the Tuesday that we got back. No, it wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago, I think. Maybe it was last week. Regardless, because we had shipping issues. I had some shipping issues. I didn't quite get them in time. And so we've had a few days to work on it. You're supposed to do 3 days a week. I've done it essentially every single day. I'm going to do one protocol. It's 5 levels. I'm going to do 1 level a week and work it really hard. And we came in and we're going to try to see if we'd had any improvement. So I personally have seen already massive jumps in my club head speed. So I topped out on the video. I was already at 115. I topped out at 117 before we recorded. That's 6 miles an hour in a week that I gained. And I'm not necessarily overswinging. I don't feel like I'm out of control. I definitely feel a change in feeling what it feels like to swing the club faster so far. So I'm excited about the results. I don't know if I don't know how much more room there is for me to go from there, without weight training and getting stronger, because
you just started. I mean, surely, it may not jump up another 10 miles per hour from here, but still may escalate a little bit. You've only done it a week.
I know, but
I only did it 2 days and I picked up 3 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Cause I was at 101 last week and I hit 104 on my last drive tonight.
Yeah.
So I picked up 3, and that was just 2 days. I just did it for 2 days. I didn't even do it. Kyle went through, they're called progressions. Isn't that what they are? Protocols. That's what they are. Protocols on
There's
on
5
video.
levels.
And I'm still on level 1 because I'm following the instructions. Supposed to do it 3 times a week. Kyle's doing it every day.
Yeah. I'm going to do 5 days a week and then get to the next one. And I started protocol 2 today.
That may be why they told you 3 days a week in the instructions. So you don't peak early. Maybe you peaked early.
Yeah, that may be what it is. I hope there's some progress. I hope that keeps going. I may be swinging 200 miles an hour before this thing's over. No, there's no way. But shoot, if you're 1 week and you're 117, who knows? I might get to 120. The problem is with me is spin. Like my backspin is insane. Like even at 114, 115, I'm like, I got to get and these aren't my drivers. Okay. So I'm using drivers here. So mine's a little bit more fitted to me. I need to bring mine in and hit it and see if there's much difference because even I found the first one I was hitting, I found a little bit stiffer shaft and it got the ball flight down and the spin down a little bit. But I'm gonna have to, like Ben said on our little video, I got to get another training aid to get the spin down. I'm the king of training aids. So.
Y'all will notice that on the video is his spin is. I mean, it was 5,000 RPMs. Is that what
It
it
was
was?
4,600 and 5,000, which is not. That's like a wedge. That's
Just
what's
to let y'all know what the difference between his and mine. I tapped out at 2,500.
2371. I'm looking at it right now. 2371 is your back was your last really
Yeah.
good one of your last drives that you got that you hit.
The one I got in the air a while ago though, it was over 2,500. It was like 2,560 something.
Yeah, you got to get a little spin so to get in the air, but yeah, it's fun. I mean, we're not sponsored by them, but it's fun. It's a fun little deal. It's a good little workout. You'll break a sweat, and I mean, I'm seeing results already. I feel like it used to feel to swing the club faster. So I say I give it an A+.
You can
so
look it
far.
up online. You know, again, we're not sponsored by them, but I mean, Kyle and I want to do something different. But that's what we talked about, getting our speed up. This happened to be one of the training aids that helps with that. It's one of those things that it doesn't take up a lot of space. I mean, it literally is. I got the 3 sticks in an extra bag of mine in the garage, and it's been cold. I've been doing it in the garage. That's where I did it both Friday and Saturday because it was cold and raining.
Yep,
And
I do mine in my office.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. And so I don't have that opportunity, but I did it in the garage, and then I do want to take it outside. I feel like I wasn't swinging it like I should because for some reason they do not seem longer to you than a drive. They're not because I've got them in the bag
Longer than
with
what?
drivers, but they
have to be shorter or you'll hit the ground. They're shorter than
yeah. They just for some reason I felt like I was going to hit the roof, so I wasn't probably swinging it like I should have. But it's again not endorsing, but saying like Kyle told me at the beginning. I wish we probably would have shot a video on that. Of course, you can see it online if you Google it. It's got you doing various things like stepping and swinging and pausing and swinging. And it just basically, it's like the guy says in the video, it just teaches you how to swing a golf club.
Yeah, exactly. It teaches you how to swing faster. That's all
I mean,
it does. It's not a weight training.
They're not guaranteeing better scores. They're not guaranteeing that because, I mean, Kyle and I could start swinging faster. We could fly every freaking green we play next week, whatever we do. So it's not guaranteeing scores, but it does. It for some reason when you get done doing it, I have not done this yet, and it suggests that you do this on the video.
Do it and then hit balls. Like
it says to go ahead and hit like 10 or 15 balls, do it, and then hit a bucket of balls. So I would like, I mean, since you can do it on your phone, I would like to, you know, when it starts warming up, you and I go to the
or we
range.
could do it in here.
Or yeah,
we may do that next week. We may bring them in here.
Bring them next week.
Go through a protocol, hit 5 balls, go through a protocol, and then hit 5 more and see what happens.
Be curious to see what that does.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, again, real quick on the Bunkers Winter League, the dates have changed. They're moving it to Super Bowl Sunday is when the sign up party starts. And then the next week is when tournament play will start. So call in, you better call in and get your team ready or email at play@bunkersauburn.com. So email to reserve your spot. They're running out and get in this thing because it's going to be fun. And then don't forget about that 12 inches of pepperoni pizza for only $12 daily. $1 an inch. Get it to go or order it online, or you can come in here and eat it whenever you want to. So we really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. This has been episode 306 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod, and we're always stroking.